As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow across the tranquil lake, a curvy emo girl with long, fiery red hair sat alone on the shore. Her pale skin contrasted sharply with her dark attire, a reflection of the turmoil that raged within her soul. She clutched a worn journal in one hand, a paintbrush in the other, her eyes fixed on the shimmering water before her. The girl, let's call her Raven, had always felt different, misunderstood by those around her. Today, the weight of her emotions threatened to pull her under, like the depths of the lake that stretched out endlessly before her. She opened her journal, its pages filled with intricate sketches and poetic musings, a testament to her creative spirit and inner struggles. As she began to paint, her brushstrokes became more frantic, mirroring the chaos in her mind. Tears streamed down her face, smudging the dark makeup around her eyes. She felt betrayed by everyone she had ever trusted, her friends, her family, even her own reflection staring back at her from the water's surface. Suddenly, a rustling in the nearby bushes caught her attention. Raven froze, her heart pounding in her chest. To her amazement, a large, gentle-looking bear emerged from the foliage. Instead of feeling fear, she felt an inexplicable sense of calm wash over her. The bear approached slowly, its eyes filled with an almost human-like understanding. Raven found herself pouring out her heart to this unexpected companion, sharing her deepest fears and insecurities without judgment. The bear listened intently, offering a comforting presence that Raven had never experienced before. As night fell, Raven made an impulsive decision. She would leave everything behind and travel with her new friend. The bear seemed to understand, nodding its massive head in agreement. Together, they set off into the darkness, leaving behind the journal and painting as the only evidence of Raven's presence by the lake. Their journey took them through dense forests and over rolling hills. Raven felt a sense of freedom she had never known before. She talked endlessly to the bear, sharing stories of her past, her dreams for the future, and the demons that had haunted her for so long. The bear remained a constant, reassuring presence, guiding her through the wilderness with a gentle nudge or a soft growl. Days turned into weeks, and Raven found herself changing. The weight of her past began to lift, and she started to see beauty in the world around her. She fashioned new clothes from leaves and flowers, embracing the natural world that had become her home. Her hair, once carefully dyed and styled, now flowed wild and free in the wind. One night, as they rested beneath a canopy of stars, Raven realized something profound. The bear had never spoken a word, yet she felt as though it understood her better than anyone ever had. Its presence alone had been enough to heal wounds she thought would never close. As dawn broke, Raven found herself back at the lake where their journey had begun, but something was different. The world seemed brighter, more vivid than before. She turned to thank the bear for its companionship, only to find it had vanished. Confused and disoriented, Raven's surroundings began to blur. The trees, the lake, the sky, everything melted away like watercolors in the rain. She felt herself falling, falling, falling. With a gasp, Raven's eyes flew open. She found herself in a sterile hospital room, the steady beep of monitors filling the air. A nurse rushed to her side, calling for a doctor. As her vision cleared, Raven saw her mother sitting by her bedside, tears of relief streaming down her face. Slowly, the truth began to dawn on her. There had been no bear, no magical journey through the wilderness. In her despair, Raven had attempted to take her own life by the lake. She had been in a coma, her mind creating an elaborate fantasy as a way to cope with her pain. As her mother embraced her, Raven realized that the bear's comforting presence had been her mother's voice all along, guiding her back from the brink. The journey she had experienced was her subconscious mind's way of working through her demons, finding the strength to choose life over darkness. In the days that followed, Raven began the long process of healing, both physically and emotionally. She shared her coma dream with her therapist, unraveling the symbolism and confronting the issues that had driven her to such despair. Her mother never left her side, proving that the unconditional love and understanding Raven had sought had been there all along. Together, they worked to rebuild their relationship, fostering open communication and trust. Raven's friends, who she had felt so betrayed by, came to visit. She learned that many of them had been struggling with their own demons, their perceived distance a result of their own pain rather than a rejection of her. Slowly, she began to reconnect, forming deeper, more authentic bonds. As she recovered, Raven rediscovered her passion for art. She filled sketchbook after sketchbook with images from her coma dream, the serene lake, the mystical bear, the landscape she had traversed in her mind. These drawings became a form of therapy, allowing her to process her experience and share it with others. Months passed, and Raven found herself standing once again by the lake where it had all begun. This time she wasn't alone. Her mother stood beside her, a silent pillar of strength. Raven's hair, still vibrant red, was now streaked with her natural color, a symbol of her embracing all parts of herself. She opened a new journal, its pages blank and full of possibility. With a deep breath, she began to write, pouring out her story of darkness and light, of despair and hope. She wrote about the demons she had faced and the strength she had found within herself to overcome them. As the sun set over the lake, painting the sky in brilliant hues of orange and pink, Raven realized that her journey was far from over. There would be more challenges, more moments of doubt, but now she had the tools to face them and the knowledge that she was never truly alone. She closed her journal, a small smile playing on her lips. The bear may have been a figment of her imagination, but the lessons it had taught her were real. Raven had learned to be her own guide, to find light in the darkness, and to keep moving forward, one step at a time. As she and her mother turned to leave, Raven cast one last glance at the lake. For a moment, she thought she saw a familiar shape in the shadows of the trees, large, gentle, and watchful. She blinked, and it was gone. But the feeling of comfort and understanding remained, a reminder that sometimes our greatest strengths come from within, disguised as the very things we think we need to escape from. With a heart full of hope and a mind open to the possibilities that lay ahead, Raven walked away from the lake, ready to write the next chapter of her story, one where she was the hero of her own tale, facing her demons with courage and compassion,